I'm live. Hey, what's going up? What's going on, YouTube? We're live. This is a whole new way of doing YouTube content. Most of the videos I do are pre-recorded. We get everything edited, and that way you're not sitting here with me through the ums and the ahs and the mess ups and the figuring out what information I want to provide. But this is live, so you're getting me fully in the flesh. And the reason I wanted to do this, one, is to share some of my personality here. Two, one of the things I wanted to start doing on the channel is providing you market insights. And so, for those of you new to the channel, hi, Patrick Lorienti here with Colorado Home Realty. Most of the content I have been doing is either educational or we're doing community and home tours, and I wanted to mix it up a little bit, still give you that once a week, but then also add on some market metrics, insight, and info. And that way you guys get the best of both worlds. You get the entertainment, you get to see the different areas, the geography, the amenities, the houses, etc. But then you also get a download on what is happening with the real estate market. How fast are houses selling? Is now a good time to buy or sell? And so in today's video, we are going to keep it somewhat short because this is the first live I'm doing, but we're really going to, but what we're going to touch on is market stats and give you a digest of what's actually happening with the market. A lot of you know rates have been high, historically high over the last couple of years. And it wasn't until earlier this month in August, the end of July, where we really started to see some improvement in rates. And because of that, we're seeing some market dynamics that were unexpected. And those are some things I want to get into. So, one of the things I wanted to check on with YouTube Live is to see if I can share my screen. And it's looking like they're going to give me the ability to do so. So, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to walk you into just some charts here that we could take a look at. First one is going to be median price by week. And so that's this chart right here. Now, this is the back end data that I have access to. And well, because you're on my YouTube channel, you're going to have access to as well. One of the data points I think everyone is interested in and likes to see most is what's happening with prices. And you might have seen some reels where Denver is one of the fastest dropping, fastest markets with dropping prices. Maybe there's some truth to that, but to be quite frank, prices aren't crashing. They're not dropping. We're in a seasonal period where pricing does tend to retract, but that's at this point the extent of it. We expect to see a negative price curve as we do most years, but in all reality, we're not seeing prices drop any significant amount. The market is definitely not crashing. And so what you're looking at here is pricing from week 1 of 2021, the blue line. We've got 2022, 23, and then the orange line is 24. The reason I like to look at these charts this way is because you can see the pricing go up into the middle of the year, and then you can see where it's at the end of the year at week 52. As you can kind of see with these graphs, it always tends to, from January 1st, go up until about middle of the year. Generally, it's about May or June where we see that peak. And then you'll start to see it slowly retract all the way to the end of the year. Now, 2022 didn't quite follow that seasonal pattern because rates were at all-time lows. The market was ultra competitive. But as we got into 2022, you can see that kind of roller coaster of up and down, same as 23, and then same as 24. An interesting stat that I was just a privy to today is that over the last couple of years, if we look at, I believe it was the ending price for the year, and when I say ending price, I'm looking at the average price per week. It's within 1% of $600,000. And so what we're seeing here from one data set is that pricing is actually quite stable. We haven't seen a whole lot of appreciation or depreciation over a long period of time when looking at data in a year-to-date format. However, it's not to say pricing hasn't gone up and hasn't gone down. It has, but relatively it's stable. Now, that said, it's really about timing the market. for sellers and buyers. And so sellers who, as you can see, are selling in that springtime to mid-year, they're going to maximize the value of their house, likely sell for top dollar. Whereas those who are selling in Q3 or Q4, they might not experience the appreciation these folks did in the springtime. And so that's what's happening with pricing. As we do this YouTube video, we've got maybe 2 more minutes here. Again, this video, I just wanted to get my feet wet, play with the YouTube live. One of the other things I wanted to point out to you guys, and we'll just go over to this data set here, is we're going to look at weekly showing data. Showing data is going to be the clearest indication of what the market's actually doing, because it's giving us insight as to buyers' behavior. What's interesting here is we have I want to say it was 10,000 more showings happened last week than the same week last year. So we have a great amount of showing activity happening, even though the market is slowing down. And based on this time last year, we had 10,000 fewer showings. So as you can see, when rates came down over the last month, buyers started to catch on. They're starting to become more active. But what's interesting here is that even though the total amount of showings in the market has increased significantly, we're still in a situation, and I'm going to just stop sharing real quick. We're still in a situation where the average number of showings per listing. Now, guys, this is important, and I'll tell you why here in a sec. But when we look at total number of showings, and then we zoom into, okay, on average, how many showings is each listing getting? It was roughly around 2.5. Now, this makes a big difference because in 2021, in 2022, we were seeing 6 showings per listing. 2022 was 4 showings per listing. Now we're down to 2 showings per listing, even though we're having strong showing data as a whole. Now, the other important thing to note here is that when we look at showing data as a whole, it's saying market's doing well. There's more buyers entering the market. Showings per listing is still relatively low. And then we'll look at how many showings does it actually take to obtain a contract on a house. And that number is historically high at roughly about 30 showings before you get a contract on your house for sale. And so if we do the math there, this number will be a little different than average days on market, but I think it's a more true indicator as to what the market's doing. And so if we're looking at 2.5 showings a week, but it takes 30 showings to go under contract, you're looking at 70. Well, I'm on live, so bear with me. I can't edit this part out. If we're looking at 30 showings and we've got 2 showings a week, that's 12 weeks before stats say you will have enough showings to go under contract. And so that tells us the market is relatively slow, even though it's picking back up, even though it's shown resilience over the years with the higher rates. And we'll wrap this first live up. Guys, first off, thanks for joining. If you guys have any questions about the market as a whole, my contact information is in my channel. Would love nothing more to have these conversations with you. And I am licensed here in Denver, Colorado. Have been an agent going on 10 years. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, I am your guy. Would love to help you guys out in navigating your real estate journey here to Colorado.